Hey guys, I'm gonna get started here right now. There might be a phone over here. There's something right here. Hey guys, how you doing? So today I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here. I've got a client asking me to do one for his son, so I'm gonna be doing a Batman tuned out on his Batmobile. So this one ought to be a little fun. So let's go ahead and get started here. This is going to be very interesting because there is a lot of black on here. So it's going to be kind of, I'm going to probably go with the grayscale rather than just doing everything solid black and then build it up from there. So let's get started here. Just going to lay down my base color here real quick, kind of just to develop everything. This is actually for his 10-year-old son, and so I did a recent drawing for him, and he really liked the way it turned out. And so he's like, hey, you know, I really want to get one done for my son. So he's like, can you do a Batman? And so he saw one of the ones I did when I first started doing micahdoodles, and I told him, I'm like, you know, I said, I definitely think I could do a better job. I said, if you'll let me, I'd like to redo that one for you. And he's like, sure, whatever you need to do. He says, I trust you. And so this is what I'm doing. So I'm building it up from there. Should be a lot of fun. So this one's going to be kind of cool because I've been really into these, really enjoying the tuning aspect of these vehicles now. Just kind of going a little bit more cartoon in my style. But I think this one will be pretty cool. So I'm going to build this guy up here. So it doesn't look like much now because I'm just throwing in my colors, but I'll go back in and add my blacks and stuff like that. Also, you know, let me figure out how I'm gonna hit in some things. So what I want, I'm gonna pull in where I want my blacks to go. Going a little crazy on my tires here as well, so this will be a little fun too. Gotta love those Sharpies, huh? All right. Okay. Just kind of filling in where I want all my dark black areas to be on this car before I get started here, just so that those things will really stand out. I may go back in and add a little bit of white to them, but as for now, I really want those areas just to be very strong and dark. I'm actually missing a drawing I'm looking for, so just give me a second here. There we go. Okay. Probably what I'm going to do is wait to darken it down here, because what I want to do is I want to have my smoke come in here, because these tires are going to be pretty much lit up with gray smoke coming out of here like this. So I'm just going to lay this down real quick. This is just a rough to show where everything's going to go on these tires. I'm going to have the smoke come up over the top like this. It's really going to get pretty crazy. So this is just to kind of lay in the rough of how everything's going to go. I also want to kick in my yellow lights here, so I'm going to build that up there. So it's gonna be interesting because, yeah, there's a lot of gray on here. So I'm just gonna have to build a lot of my colors up and leave a lot of white so things show up a little bit better on here. But it should be okay. And I'll probably do a little darker shades of gray on my tires as well, so I can build those colors up too. 116 will go underneath here. Okay. I need to go completely black on this tire here, so. So the color of Batman, I'm going to probably do him, have him be blue. Let's see here. Just make sure I've got the right color for him. I'll get his skin tone in here. So these colors are going to definitely go on darker, then they'll lighten up a little bit as they dry. So I'm going to build up Batman on this. Let's see. When I go back in and add my white highlights to Batman, he'll really begin to stand out, but I'm just filling them all in with a solid color right now. And I'll go ahead and change that in a little bit later. This thing's not upside down, is it? I hope not. Sideways, huh? Oh, man, I don't know what happened with that. Sorry about that. It's weird how this thing shifts around sometimes. I get it set, and then as I'm drawing, sometimes it ends up shifting a little bit on me. Sorry about that. Hopefully I'm going to get this thing done pretty quick, because I want to, I'm going to broadcast it on YouTube tomorrow. So I'll get that thing all done. So that'll be a little fun. Let me get his cape in here. So I want to give some motion to this cape. So we're going to roll it down like this and shoot it up like that. Go. I'll add some colors back in here. Probably build some of these colors up back here. There we go. It's fun working with a lot of gray colors. You can get a real interesting effect going on in there. So this is going to be the turbine here. Is that, and I'm basically just kind of adding and layering these colors here to kind of make it so I'm going to get a little bit of shadow coming over the top of this like that. Then when I go on and add my pen color or my black, it'll really begin to stand out. But just for right now, I think it's good. All right, I do probably want to go a lighter color on that. Let's see. Batman handle. What color do you think, guys? Maybe I'll do red or something. It's gonna go yellow. Yeah, thanks. Build this guy up like this. So really you can just see I'm layering down colors over and over again, which is going to add to a little bit of depth on that. I've got my Batman color. Yeah, thanks. I'll probably go 100% black over here with this logo over here, so I'm just going to throw down some stuff real quick. I'll go back and sharpen everything up with a sharper pen. But just to get my color down, I'm going to do that real quick. Looks like my pen's dying here. That's okay. Okay, so I want to... That thing just switched. It looks like the Periscope just flopped around. I didn't do anything either. It's weird. Like it's moving around on me. It's kind of weird. Alright, so Batman's cape. We're going 1/16 on that, so I'll just make sure and put that in like that. Kind of building everything up here. Got a thumb here that I need to make sure that that thing stands out, so I'm just layering some colors in there. All right, let me build up this gray now with these. I'm going to use this color. I'm looking for the right gray that I want to use to build up this smoke in here, because I want to put some tires. All right, we're going to do this. We're doing gray here. I'm only going to do one pass on this because this will lighten up, and that's the color of my tire inside there. We're going to build. I'm going to put all this stuff in here because this is going to be all smoke. So I'm just going to build up this tire inside here with color. And that'll be, rather than doing black tires, I'm going to be doing gray tires. I think it'll stand out a little bit better. And I'm going to be adding a lot of smoke through here. So we are almost ready to So since his glove's right here, I'm going to basically take it up to there, but I'm not going to go completely to there because I want to leave a white outline around there. So what I'm going to do here, because I've got this in here is going to be yellow, so I want to be careful that I don't mix colors because I've got these colors that are so close together. I'm going to be careful that I leave a little bit of a white space around here. And this is what I could also do with my pen. I could actually touch that glove with my black and then go back in later and add a white outline around it with my pen. But your eye's automatically going to know that that's a Batman symbol because it's pretty obvious. But I want to put my outline around it. And this is going to be a little bit different, so I'm going to actually shift my paper so I can get my lines here on this, because I want to get it perfect in one stroke. There we go. Cool. There we go. Just something simple like that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start outlining this shape of this car, Batmobile, so I can start giving it some dimension and start giving it some personality. go. Pull that down like that. Let's take Batman's ears. I think what I want to do is I'm going to add a black line around here because I want this to focus and stand out from my background. Even though my background's inside of here, I'm going to go ahead, you watch and see what I'll do on this. You watch and see on here, it looks like I'm touching this logo, but I'll go back in with my white pen and separate it up. There we go. Yeah, I'll separate that up so that'll look pretty cool when I'm done. Okay, let me go ahead and add his cape. Something like that. All right. Now this is going to have a lot of smoke coming off this tire, so I'm just going to highlight some certain spots on here. I'll go back in and fill that in just a second, but I just want to get basic roughness of where things are at right now. And then that smoke color I want to pull in there. There we go, that's better. All right. All right, so what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna start adding to Batman. Where's my flesh color? Build this up a little bit on this side. Let's get a lip here, his chin. Figure out where my shadows are coming from. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to make this ball yellow. And I'll go ahead and add yellow inside of here as well. All right, here we go. Roughly, I've kind of got everything roughed in as I want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and start detailing in some of the Batman features on here real quick. Take a look and look at my reference thing. Have a little bit of fun with this. I did want to put yellow eyes on them, so I'm going to put that in here in just a second. I think I'm going to pull this gray in here, darken this up in here. So here's another trick. When you're doing darks and you have a dark background next to a dark background, you're going to put a white outline around it. That's actually going to bring that thing forward. But you see the color here. This dark is going to be obviously a little bit lighter than what's in front of it, because everything that is dark is going to basically have a tendency to go back, to recede. So when you have multiple objects and you're doing dark things on dark things, you want to kind of always remember that your dark lines are always going to go backwards. And so put a light line in front of it, and that'll really help that thing pop out. So let's build up this tire in here, and this rim. There we go. All right, I'm going to build up now. I'm going to take and line up where all this smoke's going to come off this car. Okay, almost ready, guys. Just a second. All right, so I've kind of got my basic shape roughly in here. Now what I'm going to start doing is adding, let's see, I'm going to start adding that smoke that I wanted to kind of billow off of here. And so I'm just going to be very generous with these shapes as they're coming off of here like this, because some of this stuff is going to cover up what's going on in this car or off this tire as well. So And I'll go back in and add some white and some things like that in there to really kind of boost it up, make it look pretty cool. But for right now, I just wanted to build this up. So I've got my rough shape of my tire in here. I'll go ahead and, now that I know where my smoke's going, I can add a couple stacks out here, things like this. But now that I know where that smoke's going to be at, I can start putting in my line work for my tire, which will help. And I want to cover that up, so Batman's basically, in this vehicle, he's actually sitting inside of it and sitting in the back of it. So that's why it looks kind of a little weird like that, but that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to take some liberty on some of these things as well, but I think for the most part, it's getting there. It's coming together. Okay, so now pretty much I've got the color of the smoke, and now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this darker gray. I'm going to start putting some shadows on this smoke to be able to show what's going on here. So building it up this way. So starting from the bottom and working my way up, this will give it some depth. So I'm always starting from the bottom. I'm not coloring the whole thing in, so my shadow is going to be on the bottom. Make sense? Anywhere else where it touches another color, I'm going to leave it alone. So you can start seeing how it's got some depth in here. Always on the outside. And then some of the stuff is where the shadow kicks over the top. We're going to go ahead and kick a shadow over like this. There we go. A lot of the stuff in here could be dark as well because this is going to be filled in. It's going to get lost because of just the smoke and the stuff like that. But I'm going to probably keep this tire. I may have to go black on this to make it stand out on this side, just so that it doesn't get lost with all this smoke going on in here. So I'll probably end up just doing that like this, which will then make all this make all this stuff stand out. But I don't want to hit, I don't want to make it dark on the inside of here. There we go. So you kind of have to figure out where you're going to go dark at. Either going to go dark on the outside of the tire, or you're going to go dark underneath it. And so with this one, I think I've decided to go dark underneath it because it acts as like a shadow. So it works better. So that's probably the right call to make on this. Again, when you're doing tires, you don't always have to go black. You can change up you can make them different colors and things like that. I probably will go dark in here as well. Now this wheel, it looks like it's going to get lost, but when I put that white outline around it, everything's going to stand out, and it's going to, it'll come back to life. You'll be able to see where it's at. But I'm always leery about just blacking everything in if I don't know where things are going yet. And so obviously that's why I needed to get those, I wanted to get that smoke in there first coming off those tires, so that way when I blacked it in, it looks like it belongs. There we go. Okay. Just looking at some of my crazy reference photos on this weird looking Batmobile. It's kind of funny because you take an idea off what it looks like, and then you just really expound upon it. And so that's kind of what I did. I really went a little wacky on this. Some people may hate it, but that's okay. I'm the one drawing it, so. Building that dark in there. It looks really good in there. I'm going to put a shadow on top of here. I'm also going to put a shadow back here, just so it stands out from this rim, because this fender, because what's happening here is I want this fender to come down here, but I don't want to lose completely everything that's going on in here. So in order for that fender to come out and everything back here to kind of get lost in the back and not be so important, I'm going to go ahead and just darken it up a little bit like that. All right, things are coming together here. All right, so let me tighten everything up in here first. Okay. Need this lighter color in here. Go. So I'll start building up some of this color underneath here as well. Alright, let's tighten up this glove here. Okay, so now I'm going to build up this color back here because I want this kind of build. I want it to be dark, so it's going to go in the back, but I also want to add that highlight on top. So I'll just layer this over and over again so it starts giving it a little bit of a fold on there. I'll darken this up because this is underneath, so this should be dark. Actually, this should be 1/16 dark. So this really stands out like that. There we go. Something like that. I should add more shadow on this part right here. And also where his arm and muscle goes. So he's gray inside here. Just adding a couple little extra fun features in here. You could probably add some chrome in here just to have some fun with it. Okay, need to add in some things in here. I'm actually going to go dark in here. There we go. It stands out a little better. I'll probably go dark here too a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm almost ready to start putting in my white lines on here. Almost ready. Still building up a couple things. It's kind of like where do you start going, and you start seeing some areas that you want to touch up before you go any further. That's okay. It's getting there. All right. Let me tighten up this bat symbol. I'm going to go ahead and just touch this glove on here. And then add a shadow where the glove is going over the top of this, the right color. There we go. Just darken this. All right, let's start adding in some white highlights in there. get this guy to start coming alive. Hit a couple spots in here. I'll darken up that in there just a second. See a couple other spots where I want to hit. There we go. Okay, let's hit this guy in here too. This is where you want this thing to stand out from your background, so you're going to have to hit it with that white pen, which will allow that to totally pop out, stand out. That way it doesn't look like it's intruding upon it. Okay, well, what we're going to do also here is I'm going to hit a bunch of white highlights on these smoke things, because I could probably go back in here. Looks like I didn't finish up what I was doing over here. Let me do that real quick. Yeah, that smoke here. There we go. Cool. Let me get some of these highlights. Okay. All right. I think that's where I'm going to go. That's where I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go ahead and now put the highlights in with my other thinner pen, and this is where things are really, with these fine details in here, you can really make things come alive here. So hopefully it's dry enough. Especially on these black lines, you want your car, or you want to go just a little bit to the left or the right of where your black line is, so that way everything stands out a little bit better. Like that. I can put little highlights here just to add to that. Same thing with this. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I need to fix out this tire so you guys can see down in here where this tire got lost. So what we want to do to make that tire stand out, again, we need to outline it with white. So I'm going to use my thicker pen and I'm going to outline this so my tire stands out from my background like this. There we go. So that way it doesn't get lost back there. And I can add a couple highlights around where the knobs will be. Some highlights in here. Okay. Same thing on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my tire. Like this, just to the left or to the right of it. Pull that up. we're going to take this one and do the same thing. There we go. What I can do also on these is I can take these lines and start adding more white kind of smoke curls, I guess as they are, to make it stand out. Have a little fun with it. I should probably add some things in here. There we go. So I'm going to darken this thing up. I'm actually going to use my pen and do some hatching to fix that, because I want that to stand out a little bit. Same thing right here. I want my arm to come forward, or Batman's arm to come forward, so I'm going to darken this up. So I'm just going to cross hatch this to add a little bit of black in there so that his arm stands out a little bit more, like that. Okay. Start adding some highlights in here on these windows. I didn't add a little bit of smoke to here. Forgot to do that. I like to add a little bit of things flying off the tires sometimes. That's what stands out. Okay, let's get this glove taken care of here. Kind of want to remember where your light source is coming from when you're doing your highlights on there as well. That'll help in making it look a little bit more realistic. So what I want to do on this ball, there we go. Let me add a little bit of black. Where's my pen? adding a couple little of my own little things in there just to make it stand out a little bit. I think it's kind of fun. Cool. All right, let me outline this guy with purple, and we are done, folks. Go ahead and outline this Batman thing here. All right, let me add a little bit of color down here to what's going on here. Just so that I can make a distinction between the ground and the tires. Little spots in here that I want to fix. There we go. All right, what do you guys think so far? It's kind of cool you guys stuck with me and got to see something start to finish kind of come together. Hey, thanks. Yeah, so this hopefully my client's son likes it. Actually, I want to make a photocopy of it when or a color copy of it when I'm done, and I'm sure I'll probably give them out as birthday presents as well, because everyone seems to like Batman. So there we go. I should add a shadow down here. Use this guy and start doing some shadow work. There's always something more to do. You start looking at it and you're like, oh, I could add some shadows here and do some things to kind of add a little bit of details. She likes Deadpool, huh? I haven't done anything like that. I haven't done any of those, but all right, so I'm going to sign my name, and I think that I'm about done. So let's do this. Let's figure out where I can put my name. There we go. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.